All right, to begin this process, you're going to need to open up your GearBubble, and you're also going to need another tab with Amazon Seller Central. So first thing that we do is click on View Dropship Dashboard in GearBubble. It's going to bring up this screen right here. You won't see any orders here if you're a brand new seller, but when you do start making sales, this is where your orders are going to appear underneath here. Then, go over here where it says Stores and click on that button right there. You're going to be visiting this quite a bit here to send out your orders and upload your products to Etsy and Amazon. So now we're going to go over here and click on the Plus New Store. Now you can see that all four of the integration connections are here: Shopify, Amazon, eBay, and Etsy. So if you want to connect the other platforms, you're going to do the same process, only you're going to select the platform that you want to connect to. Now the connection process to each platform is slightly different. Some of them are easier than others. For Amazon, you're going to see this screen right here. So once upon a time, brand name was also your store name. We were allowed to use the name of our stores as our brand name. But Amazon has changed that, and they now require you to have a brand registry in order to use a brand name. So we have been sort of relegated to using the word generic as our brand name. So in this spot here, you're going to type in the word generic. The only time that you would ever use your store name is if you have applied for a trademark and Amazon has approved you for brand registry. So some of us have done this, and so you can come back in here and change this to your store name if you have applied for brand registry. That is definitely not going to apply to any new sellers, so just put generic here for now, and let's move on. Developer ID, you're going to highlight this with your mouse and copy it to your clipboard. Now we're going to switch over to the Amazon Seller Central screen and continue. So the first thing that you do is you're going to go over to Settings. Some of you might be seeing a slightly different screen. Your Settings button might be a little gear icon. Click on that. It's the same thing. Scroll down to User Permissions. So we're going to look for a little bit down here, and we're going to find third-party developer and apps. Do not click on the developer credentials. We want this button right here. Visit Manage Your Apps. Now we're going to authorize a new developer. Now the first thing to do is to look up at the top of your screen and make sure that it says United States. If you are Canadian, sometimes your Amazon account will default to your Canadian site. You don't want that to be there. You want that to say United States. It'll say your store name and United States. So make sure that that's up there. Otherwise, your listings are going to go to a different site. Now we're going to authorize new developer. In the developer's name, we're going to type in GearBubble developer. And we're going to paste the developer ID that you found on GearBubble. So we're taking this number right here and we're pasting it right there. Click on Next. Amazon's going to confirm that you really want to do this. Click on check the box, click on Next. All right, so now we're going to see some numbers here. We're going to copy and paste these numbers into GearBubble. So seller ID goes first. Now it's not the top box, but the one below it. So you're going to paste your seller ID into that box right there. The marketplace ID, this is the same for the United States for everybody. So for some reason, if you see something different than what you see right there, go back and make sure that you have selected the United States marketplace at the very top of your screen. This one is going to be different for everybody, the token, and it goes in that box right there. So have a look at that. Yours should look similar. The marketplace ID will always be ATV, PD, KIK, EXO, DIR. Practically memorized it by now. This is where you put your address. So you're going to put your address here. And you're going to select UPC exemption enabled. This tells GearBubble that you don't need UPC codes, which is kind of an old legacy thing that Amazon used to require and now does not. So click on submit. And that's it. So your store name here will be generic. Now, store name is, again, this is kind of a legacy field. Really, it should be brand name, but since we have Etsy stores and eBay stores and Shopify stores, we've kept it as store name. But just remember that this is not the name of your store. It is the word generic, unless you are brand registered. And if you don't think you're brand registered, then you aren't. Brand registry is a complex process, costs a lot of money, and has to be undertaken deliberately. So if you don't know if you're brand registered, then you aren't brand registered. Now, the next thing that we are going to do is click on Connect. Right, so you should see that this Connected button comes up as green. Click on Enable Autofulfill. So this is important because it allows GearBubble to actually fulfill the orders that you get in your store. So the connection makes the initial connection and allows you to upload products from your GearBubble account to Amazon. The autofulfill allows GearBubble to pull in any orders that you make and fulfill them on the GearBubble platform. That is the end of the video on the Amazon integration. If you've encountered an error, we've made another video to help you fix those problems, so go ahead and watch that now.